If you hear these words, know this: it was no accident. This is an echo, a resonance, a reverberation of your own soul, finally responding to a long-awaited call. Before we step across the threshold of the Holy of Holies to a place where truth is revealed only to the chosen, you must make your choice. Your like is not merely a sign of approval, it is a bold declaration of your intentions. Your subscription is your entry into a brotherhood of seekers, those unafraid to look beyond the ordinary. In this world, where truth, like a precious treasure, is securely hidden behind 7 seals, where reality itself sometimes resembles a tangled labyrinth woven from treacherous deception and fleeting illusions, a language exists. A language that can become the very key, unlocking the doors to understanding. A language known only to a handful of the initiated. A language that, according to ancient legends, was sent down by the divine itself to tear away the veil from the greatest mysteries of existence. This is not simply a set of sounds or a collection of intricate symbols. It is a living vibration. It is encoded messages. It is a powerful alchemical tool capable of transforming the very essence of our being. The truth, which they so carefully conceal behind a curtain of routine news reports, is actually simple and terrifyingly frightening. This is not just an ingenious conspiracy theory. It is a genuine, planned conspiracy against your very consciousness. We, without even noticing, live in a world where we are relentlessly fed select lies, where our minds, like moths, are entangled in a sticky web of fear and hopeless ignorance. We are persistently convinced of our absolute powerlessness, that we are merely insignificant pawns in someone else's sinister game. But what if I reveal something different to you? What if I tell you that deep within each of us, in the very core of our being, lies an unquenchable spark of divine fire, a vast, untapped potential capable of not just changing, but literally turning this fragile world upside down? There exist ancient, forgotten texts, carefully guarded from the eyes of the uninitiated, which speak of the real possibility of accessing higher, unfathomable forms of knowledge. Scrolls, miraculously found in the ruins of once great libraries, whisper of long-forgotten languages capable of deciphering the very code of the reality we perceive. It is said that in inaccessible deep mountain caves, where time itself seems to have halted its run, a hermit named Kenshin left behind priceless manuscripts. Within them, it is claimed, lie the keys to a true understanding of those hidden currents of energy that ceaselessly govern our entire world. His teachings, discovered among the ashes of a once magnificent monastery that stood on the slopes of Mount Kurama, foretell the advent of a time of the greatest upheavals and cataclysms. Yet this same time, according to him, will mark an era of the most magnificent awakening for all of humanity. And not just him. A lost quatrain from the 11th century, poem 93, long considered mere mystical nonsense, is actually a code. A code pointing to the subtle yet unbreakable connection between solar activity and the collective consciousness of humankind. The revelations of the Gnostics, who always insisted on the duality of the world, on the sleeping and the awakened, on our visible world being a kind of prison artfully crafted by lesser entities, now take on an entirely new, frightening resonance. The prophecies of Vanga, those once foggy, elusive predictions that seemed only echoes of past disasters, actually turn out to be coded instructions, warnings for those who know how to listen. The calculations of the ancient Maya, their astonishingly precise calendars carved in stone, were not simply tools for predicting celestial phenomena like eclipses. They represented a detailed map, vividly illustrating the cyclical nature of cosmic energies that invisibly influence our destiny, the course of our lives. All these seemingly disparate sources, from mystical texts passed down through ages to the most modern scientific observations, from ancient prophecies whose wisdom has stirred minds for centuries to the highly classified reports of influential organizations like the Roman Club, for instance, the Chimera Protocol, converge at a single point. They speak of one singular, powerful, hidden force that permeates absolutely all existence, from the tiniest particle to the grandest galaxies. Fractal patterns, non-obvious regularities within the kaleidoscope of geopolitical events, visible only to those possessing true insight and capable of looking past apparent chaos, point to the existence of a unified, all-encompassing governing principle. The collapse of quantum probability, where observation itself, the very presence of a conscious being, transforms reality, is not merely an abstract scientific paradox existing only within textbooks. It is, without a doubt, vivid, tangible proof of our own hidden power, a power we often fail to realize. The influence of even cosmic phenomena, seemingly distant from us, like solar cycles on the noosphere, on that subtle, all-encompassing collective consciousness, unequivocally confirms we are not solitary, isolated grains of sand in the boundless ocean of being. On the contrary, we are firmly connected to each other, like threads in a single tapestry, and inextricably linked to the cosmos itself. Recall that inexplicable, all-consuming anxiety that suddenly grips you in the dead of night, precisely at 3 o'clock when all around is silent, and you lie there, fearing even the slightest movement, as if frozen in time. Or that sharp, piercing sense of alienation that arises when you gaze at the impersonal, rushing faces of people on a busy street, feeling utterly alien, lost in this endless stream, this seemingly meaningless motion. This is not mere fatigue or fleeting sadness. This is not the condition commonly referred to as ordinary depression. This is your soul, your true self, suffocating, awakening within this dense, confining matrix. This is your higher self, screaming, desperately attempting to break through the invisible, yet so solid walls of illusion built around us. And the name of this profound code, this secret key to awakening, is the angelic language. The language of John Dee, an astonishing language, the language of that very same distinguished alchemist and mathematician whose life unfolded in the 16th century. Known for his bold claims that he personally communicated with celestial messengers, he spoke as if angels had bestowed upon him sacred keys to understanding the mysteries of the entire universe. Dee was convinced that this language was not merely an ordinary means of communication, but a powerful instrument capable of expanding the boundaries of human consciousness, opening a direct path to unity with the divine mind. In his understanding, these were not just words, but special vibrations, a kind of resonance that possessed the power to retune the very fabric of our reality. John Dee grasped that our visible world, the one in which we exist, is actually a creation of lower forces, a kind of illusory construct, ingeniously designed to keep us captive. The angelic language, in his alchemical interpretation, represented the only path to true liberation. It was as if we were handed the coveted key to the very door of our own prison. But the main trouble, he believed, was that we humans had, over time, forgotten how to use this key. The systemic forces that governed us had made every effort to make us lose this knowledge. They imposed upon us their own alien language, their own distorted way of thinking, their own limited view of all existence. They instilled in us the belief that we were merely our bodies, our thoughts, our emotions, bound to this fragile material reality. But this language, this angelic code, it exists. It permeates everything around us. It is present in the very structure of DNA, in the unique patterns of every snowflake, in the majestic spirals of distant galaxies. It resonates in the harmony of music, shines in the perfect symmetry of nature, and manifests in the mystical experiences that sometimes visit the most sincere seekers of truth. It is not merely a set of symbols, as we have grown accustomed to believing. This is, more accurately, a resonant frequency, the key to activating dormant areas of our brains, to awakening our hidden true abilities. Imagine that all our reality is an incredibly complex, multi-layered computer program. We, in turn, are merely characters within this program, naively believing we exist independently. but there is an administrator, a master code, the true creator. The angelic language is an integral part of this grand master code. It offers us the possibility to shed our masks, to comprehend the true essence of things, and perhaps even to begin creating our own reality scenarios. John Dee was far from the first to encounter the existence of this language, and likely not the last. Mystics of all eras and cultures, in their prophecies and revelations, have mentioned a sacred or primordial tongue. Within the mystical tradition of Kabbalah, there are concepts of primal letters, from which, like seeds, all that exists has sprung forth. And in ancient Greece, we find echoes of this same idea in the concept of logos, the divine word, embodying the fullness of the universe. All of this is but a tapestry woven from the facets of one profound hidden truth, encoded to shield it from unprepared minds. Those we refer to as they are acutely aware of this. It is precisely why they strive with such fervor to keep this knowledge a secret. They recognize that should we grasp the true power residing within our own consciousness, should we forge a direct connection to the source, to the very divine essence, their boundless dominion over us would inevitably crumble. This, then, is the reason they sow discord. It is why they cultivate fear, causing hearts to constrict. And therein lies the root of their futile efforts to divide us, to sever the delicate threads that bind humanity together. They desperately need us to remain asleep, lost in a slumber of ignorance, fragmented and feeble. But what if all these terrifying specters, be they blood-soaked wars, devastating crises, or widespread pandemics, are merely flickers, shadows cast upon the rough walls of a cave? What if the true, unyielding tyrant gazes intently at you from your own reflection in the mirror? What if the main enemy you've sought outside for so long is actually lurking within? Your own ignorance, your deep-seated fear, your unbreakable attachment to this ephemeral, deceptive reality. The universe does not cast a penalty upon humanity. It burns away poison with ruthless precision to offer a chance for healing. The poison of fear, the poison of ignorance, the poison of materialism. These are what have tainted our very essence. This is precisely why this truly cosmic surgical operation is now necessary for our complete recovery. All that is collapsing now is merely the old rotten structure, a decrepit framework no longer capable of supporting the birth of new, radiant life. This is an inevitable and purifying process. Your self is far more than a fleeting collection of memories and emotions. Your true, deep essence is a divine spark, an integral part of boundless universal consciousness. The crown of glass they speak of is your ego, a fragile, ephemeral construct built from fears and external beliefs that were imposed upon you. These metallic veins are a soulless, ruthless system, greedily feeding on our life force, draining us of our strength and turning us into faceless, unfeeling cogs in its machine. The prophets did not foresee a single chosen hero who would appear and fix everything. No, they saw an army of awakened souls, united in their yearning for the light. They saw precisely you. You are not merely a tiny particle in the grand tapestry of prophecy. You are its very embodiment, its living fulfillment. The very power you so persistently seek somewhere outside has, in reality, always resided within you. It's just that, over time, you have, alas, forgotten how to awaken it, how to feel its warm breath once more. The angelic language is one of the most beautiful instruments designed to assist you in this endeavor. It is not merely a collection of sounds. It is a true vibrational melody, a key capable of unlocking the doors to your boundless inner potential. Imagine that each letter, each subtle sound within this sacred language is a tiny, yet powerful seed. Seeds, when planted by you with proper awareness and unwavering faith within your consciousness, will surely sprout, and then previously unknown possibilities will unfold before you, horizons you could never have dreamed of. It is as if the universe, in its boundless desire to help us, left us a detailed instruction manual for self-improvement, skillfully hidden within beautiful, yet for us, unreadable and mysterious symbols. John Dee, immersed in the secrets of ancient texts, strove with all his might to decipher this extraordinary language, dreaming of using it to establish a connection with higher realms and attain hidden knowledge. However, as he soon realized, the true purpose of this language was not to act as a mediator, linking our world to something unknown, lying beyond. Its genuine aim was for us to glimpse our own divine essence, to feel our inseparable connection with the Absolute. This language served as a key, opening the path to rewriting our inner code, to awakening a mighty giant slumbering within us. As you delve deeper into its study, you will undoubtedly notice how your perception of the world transforms. Familiar things will take on new, astonishing forms, and the endless noise of the external world will begin to gradually subside, giving way to all-encompassing inner harmony. Imagine tuning an old radio. Before, you only picked up background static. But now, with the help of this language, you can tune into the purest divine frequency. Remember, this is a path requiring time and effort, not an instant solution. It is a journey toward profound transformation, a path of true alchemy of consciousness. Following it, you will inevitably come face to face with your deepest fears, with those illusions that have ensnared your mind for years. But remember, every step forward taken, every new awareness gained, is not just movement. It is a true victory. A victory over the limitations of the system and, more importantly, a victory over yourself. Now that your eyes are wide open to truth, remaining inactive is simply impossible. Your like is a bright flash of light that instantly spreads throughout the vast network, drawing in other travelers, fellow seekers. And your share is a tiny but powerful seed that you plant in the fertile soil of sleeping minds, giving them a precious chance to awaken. Your subscription, then, is a kind of oath, a promise to continue. And if you feel ready for something more, our inner circle will become your reliable operational base. Your support, expressed through super thanks, is like life-giving energy that fuels our shared flame in this difficult battle against the relentlessly advancing darkness. Stay with us until next time, maintaining clarity of mind, nurturing this strong connection, and never ceasing to seek answers by